Hello, our wonderful viewer. Once again, you are welcome to Codebase channel. Here at Codebase, we code our way into the future. We're a team of instructors who teach you on how you can build websites using programming languages. So in our previous video, we showed you on how you can be able to purchase your hosting and your domain. And I believe you have watched that video. If you've not watched that video, kindly check through our YouTube channel for that particular video. Now in today's tutorial, I'll be walking you through on the interface of the control panel, also known as the cPanel. So stay tuned and complete this video to the end. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, and make sure you also follow us on all the social media handles that we are in. Once again, my name is Harrison and I am your WordPress tutor. Now let's head over to how we can log into our control panel and how we can see and know what are the features that are embedded inside the control panel. So see you. Now remember that when you have bought your hosting and your domain, you are given a control panel login, which is also known as cPanel login. So you copy the control panel link, then you go to your browser and paste the link. Now I am using a Namecheap hosting, so you paste the link, then you go ahead and copy the username. So you're going to put in the username here. So you just watch this video carefully. You're going to observe something right now. So I'm going to paste the username, then I'll go straight to copy the password as well. Then I will paste it. Then I'll click on login. Now most control panels are similar, they are the same. Now you can see right now that the control panel has opened, but if you notice very well, you're going to notice that it has not fully loaded very well. That's why the pages have not really opened up very well. Now to avoid the issue of logging out and logging in frequently, because one thing with the Namecheap hosting is that if your internet connection is not stable, your IP address is not stable, the login for your control panel to be logging you out, and then you have to be logging in frequently. So to overcome that, what we do is you go ahead and download a VPN on your phone. You download a VPN on your phone or your computer. So the VPN that I use is Proton. I use Proton VPN. So you connect it to USA. So I'm connecting mine to USA right now. So you connect it to USA so that you have uninterrupted network connection. So that is the essence of this VPN while accessing the control panel. So it's connected right now. So I'll refresh the page. Then I'll go back and input my login again. Then I'll click on login. So right now we are in the control panel page, also known as the cPanel. Now the cPanel is actually like the engine house of your website that houses all the content, all the files, everything that has to do about your website. So it is from the cPanel also that you upload your codes or your programs that you have written. You upload it into the control panel. It is also from the cPanel that you are also able to install the WordPress, which we have been talking about, that we are going to be looking at. So the cPanel has a lot of features. It has a lot of functionalities that if you don't know how to handle it very well, one thing you do may have an effect on the website that you are working on. So you need to have a mindset of what you are working on. You need to know what you are doing on the control panel before you start working on that particular stuff. It is also from the control panel that you are also able to set up the SSL security on your website. It is also from there you set up the PHP version of the website you are actually working on. So whenever you log into your control panel, this is how it is. Whether it is for Namecheap hosting, whether it is for Bluehost hosting, whether it is for Hostinger, whether it is for Ninja web hosting or Harmon web, this is how the control panel actually looks like. So you can see that right now. This is the logo. Then this is just a quick toolbar. Then here we have the search. So from here you can be able to search for anything that you know you want to search for that is inside the control panel. Then here also, here we have the accounts, the user accounts for this particular here we have the user account for this particular control panel, where you are able to change the control panel login that was originally given to you by your hosting provider. It is important you change the password so that you will not have any issue of maybe this person is logging into my control panel and all that. So it is from here you also change that. So now let us look at these other pages. Now by this right hand side here, we have the general information about the hosting. Now the current user is this is the user used to log in. Then this one is the primary domain. It's a primary domain. Primary domain is otherwise known as the main domain, or you call it the root domain. That is what we call primary domain. Now remember that we have what we call add-on domain. We also have what we call sub-domain. And in our subsequent classes, we are going to be seeing this domain and how they function. So now we also have this place, which is the shared IP address. This is the shared IP address for the control for your website. Then we have the directory home. When you are working on the file manager, you're going to see this home directory. Then here now is just the theme, the interface of the design of your control panel is using Jupyter. Then this one has to do with the server information. It gives you an in-depth and insights about your server. So the hosting is stellar, just as you can see. This is the server detail about your co-hosting that you have bought. Then we have the next one, which is the statistics. The statistic here gives you an insight about how far you have used the space of your control panel. Just like your memory card, you bought a memory card of 1 gig. So as you continue using it, the gig begins to reduce. So here it's talking about the usage of the resources that is being allocated to your website. So here we have add-on domain. You can add a maximum of 2 add-ons, then a maximum of 30 sub-domain. And this 0 here signifies that we have not added any add-on domain. In subsequent videos, we'll be explaining about what is an add-on domain and sub-domain. Now we have the next one, alias domains. We have not done that. Then email accounts. We have also not added an email account, and we can add a maximum of 30 email accounts. So 30 email account is you creating a business email account using your domain name. That is where you see some websites have email account as maybe info@facebook.com, info@waploaded.com, info@gg.com, support at this. So those ones are business email accounts, and we're also going to be learning how to be doing that in subsequent videos. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so that whenever we post these useful video tutorials, you'll be able to follow up. Now we also have the next one, autoresponders and all that. So all these ones has to do with the usage, how far you have used the resources that is being allocated to your cPanel, your hosting. So right now we go back here. We have this first section here, then we have this second section too, we have this third section. So I'll be walking you through on some of these sections here. Now this one here is the exclusive for Namecheap customers. So when you buy from another host, you may have the one that is exclusive for that particular hosting provider. So but this one is exclusive just for Namecheap customer. And what do we have here? We have the soft colors. Now soft colors is a software, it's a big software or a program where we have different CMS. Remember in our previous video we talked about what is CMS. Examples are WordPress, Drupal, Squarespace, Joomla. So from soft colors you are able to get all these CMS that you can be able to install and start building your website. And the most popular CMS we have is WordPress, and you are going to get that from this soft colors app installer. In our subsequent video where I'll be showing you how you can install a WordPress, we'll be making use of soft colors. The next one is the Namecheap SSL website builder. The Namecheap SSL is just exclusive for Namecheap, where you are able to set up SSL certificates. Go back to our previous video where I taught you about SSL certificate. If you bought a new SSL for a particular domain, you can come to this place to set it up and install the SSL for the particular domain. Then we have the next one, PHP version. PHP version is you selecting the PHP version that is applicable for the website you are developing. Now most WordPress websites, most of them use the latest PHP version, maybe 8.1, some use 8.0, some use 7.4 at most. We have downgraded or outdated PHP version like 5.6 and all that. So it is from here you are able to select the PHP version that is applicable to the kind of website you are building. One thing about the PHP version is that if a particular website you are building is not compatible with 7.4 as the PHP version, and your PHP version is 7.4, the website may not actually go. So PHP version is very, very important. Then we have the next one here. Now the next section here has to do with soft colors app installer. You can see the script, the softwares that are under soft colors that you can install to start building your website. We have like WordPress, we have Joomla, we have Amtecart, we have PHPB, we have SMF, and we have so many of them. When you scroll like this, you're going to see we have Open Real Estate, MyBB, PH7 Builder, we have Laravel, we have OpenCart, and so many others too that you can use. So whichever one that you have actually learned to build a website with, you can come to this particular place to install that particular software, CMS, and you start working on your website. And like I said before, most websites are powered by WordPress. WordPress is a very popular CMS that is virtually used by many companies today to build their websites. So you follow us on this video and we'll show you how you can develop standard websites using WordPress, and you don't even need to begin to have a knowledge of maybe coding and all that. You may not need to have a knowledge of that before you start building websites on WordPress. And the good advantage of it is that even with your phone, you are able to start developing websites as far as WordPress is concerned. So if you don't have a laptop but you have an Android phone that has an internet connection, then you are good to go. There is no limit, there is no limitation, there is no stopping. And once you follow us on this channel, we are going to put you through step by step on how you can start building websites for clients and start making money as well. So we'll go to the next file, the next section, which is the file section. Now the file section, the way I normally call it, is actually like a file manager. A file manager like your memory card, where you store your picture, where you store your documents, where you store your music and your videos and any other thing. So the file manager contains that particular place in your control panel where all these files, all this content about your website are stored. Contents like what I've mentioned earlier. Then also from here, this file manager, we are able to see the usage of how we have used the memory and the bandwidth space that has been allocated to us. So a space has been allocated to everybody because it is a shared hosting. So spaces and bandwidth has been allocated to every website. So from here you monitor how you have used the resources that is being allocated to you. Now also we have the next one, which is the FTP account. The FTP account works similar with the file manager. This one in the sense that it has an account, a login account, where you can be able to log in to an FTP, that is file transfer protocol. So you download an FTP software on your computer. Then from there you can be able to transfer files into your website file manager. That's using the FTP. So but mostly you just use your file manager. The next one we have is the backup wizard. The backup wizard, it is from here you do a regular backup of your website. So but in subsequent videos I'll be showing you the ways you can be doing a backup for your WordPress website. Backup is very important so that in case anything happens to your website, you'll be able to have a backup that you can re-upload without stress, and I'll be showing you that. We have the next section, which has to do with the email section. Now the email section here is where you are able to create a customized or a business email account for your website. So a client has given you a company website to build for them. Then after developing the website, you need to create a customized or a business website, a business email for them, because you don't need to use Gmail or Yahoo Mail to put on the website. You create a customized email account for them. So you do that from this section where we have email accounts. Then from here you also have email routing. Email routing has to do with routing your email from this particular section to this particular one. Then we have the forwarders, where any mail that goes to the business email is being forwarded to maybe any Gmail address and all that. Then we have the mailing list. We have track delivery, we have email deliverability, we have email filters and all that. So with time you just go through some of them to know what is applicable to you. But this email section has to do with generally the creating of your customized email address. Then we have the next one, which is the database section. Now under the database section we have the PHP MyAdmin, we have the my database wizard. Now my database wizard and these two sections, these two place is where you actually create a database that we back up, that will be a backend to your website. Now remember that a website is not really complete if there's no database. Though there are some websites that are just static, it doesn't involve maybe registration and all that, but there must be a database, because the database helps to keep the registration of users. It helps to keep the number of users, people that register, or users that are on your website. That is what the database does. Now if the database is not there, you will not have anything that has to do with connection of users to your website, or registration or login of users to your website, and there's no way users can be able to do anything on your website. So creation of database is from this section. And as we are building websites with WordPress, we are going to be seeing how this database are created for a WordPress website. Now we have the next one, the PHP MyAdmin. The PHP MyAdmin is another field, another section where you are able to get the details, the in-depth details about the database that you have actually created. Now every website comes with their database, and this database you can access them via the PHP MyAdmin. In the PHP MyAdmin you are going to get a list of tables for the different fields that is related to that particular site. Now we go to the next one, which is domains. The domain field. Now the domain field here is where you see the list of domain that is in your control panel. Now remember that when we bought the hosting and the domain, we bought a single domain, because normally a single domain is what follows the hosting. So but if for instance we are going to create another domain or buy another domain to connect to this hosting, we can also do that, and that is where we're going to be doing it as an add-on domain. So let me just take this opportunity to explain what is an add-on domain. An add-on domain is, for instance, your hosting company, your server can accommodate two extra websites. So what you can do is you go to your hosting provider, purchase a domain, purchase only domain, then you come and connect it to this place here, so that you build another website with it. So that is what an add-on domain is. Then while a subdomain is a domain that is being generated from the root domain, that is from this root domain. So this Harry Codeverse, you can have a subdomain like blog.harrycodeverse.syz. So this is what a subdomain is. It is a domain that is being created from the root domain, from the main domain. So we go back right now, we go to the next one, which is the security. Now the security section here is where we are able to set up the SSL. Now remember that in the exclusive for Namecheap, we also have the Namecheap SSL. So if you don't have that, you can also set that up from this security fixture. Then it is also from here you're able to set up two-factor authentication for your control panel, so that anytime you want to log into your control panel, you will be sent an authentication code to your mobile phone. You will set the authentication code to your mobile phone so that it will authenticate you to log in. So this reduces maybe unnecessary login. Then we also have the hot link protection. Is this protection here, once it's been enabled, it protects people from hot linking to your website or to your control panel. That is what it actually does, and you should also enable it. Also, mod security enables you to have an extra layer of security for your website. Now we move over to the next one, the metrics. Now the metrics has to do with statistics of maybe traffic that is coming in to your website, the usage, the traffic usage, or the resource usage that is coming in to your website. That is what this metric has to do. Now we move to the next one, but please note that when we are dealing on WordPress, we have some plugins that will enable us to get the traffic figure of visitors that are coming into our website. We'll go to the next one, which is software. The software is where we have WordPress Manager, where we'll be looking at in subsequent video. Then we have the PHP package. Then we also have the PHP version. We have talked about that already. Then we have the next one, the advanced section. So some hosting providers may not provide you with this, some may provide you with this, but most of them provide you with this cake version, which you may want to turn on or you turn off. Now we have the preference. Here is where you actually change the password of your control panel, you change the contact information and all that, just like you also do from this particular place here. Now we have covered most of the sections in the control panel. Please note that the control panel is an important field, or is an important place in your that holds your website, and you need to be careful while handling the control panel. You also need to be careful who you give your control panel login to, because with your control panel, anybody who has it also have access to your website, because they are able to log in from control panel. So you need to monitor who you give your control panel details to, and also be careful as to the things that you do on your control panel to avoid disrupting the flow of your website. So we have come to the end of this particular video. In our next video, we'll be showing you more and more useful tutorials. Please, if you have not subscribed to Codeverse channel, please do so and subscribe now. It's very important, and turn on the notification bell so that anytime we post useful and educative content like this, you will be the first to get notified. See you in the next video. I remain Harrison, and I'm glad having you watch my video. And please make sure you like and share this video to your friends and your family. God bless you.